Well, welcome. Today we are doing Winter in the City. We are going to need glue, hole punch, scissors, this kind of glue if you prefer, double-sided tape. You're gonna need your 3 rings that came with the kit and some ribbon. I am gonna use this pale pink, and then I got this at Michael's. It's just kind of a remnant. I'm also gonna use diamond dust, and of course we're gonna use some inks for the edges. So all I have done so far is I picked the front cover, which is also the back cover, and I glued this section to one of the pages in the back. I picked the one I wanted. There are 2 other pages you could pick from, or these get used on one of the inside pages. So I've got these 2 glued together. Now we're going to cut them out. And there's this kind of a shadow line. I'm going to follow that. You can go closer to the globe if you want. But this to me frees up some space that I can if I do a bad cut. Or if I notice that there's little things hanging, I can clean it up a little bit easier. So we're gonna cut both of these out and then come on back. Okay, I'm out of parchment paper, which is usually what I lay out. So I'm using just the dollar store aluminum foil. So this is gonna catch my diamond dust. So you either need glue that dries clear. I'm actually going to use Mod Podge because I like how it's going to give it a protective coating since this is the outside of our book. And I'm going to lay it out, and I only want my diamond dust over the snow globe part. So you could do it over the whole thing. You could skip this step altogether. I'm just going to put a good layer of Mod Podge. So if you do use glue, just don't use too much. You may get some bleed on the colors. And we're just gonna sprinkle as much. I'm gonna let that sit there for a minute. We're gonna do the number 2. This is actually gonna be our front cover because I like the little ballerina. Okay. Make sure we get everything covered. Now, I'm gonna set these aside on my crafts table. So we're just gonna offload what we can. Look how sparkly that is. Move that over. That's so pretty. Okay, we're gonna put our diamond dust back in here, and then we're gonna get our next pages. So clean up your area, come on back. Okay, we have our book. So here are our just full pages. Let's look and see what we've got in here. This is the cover. So this is a page so you can cut and then glue together, but only glue, leave a pocket in the top because I've got another page to show you of something we can add in. So we're gonna cut these 2 out and glue them together. The same with these. We're gonna cut all our pieces out, but we're gonna leave a pocket on the top. So let's get these cut out, and then I'll come back and we'll glue together. So we want all these pages. Go ahead and cut them out. All right, we've got all of our book pages cut out, and I have them laid out with what I want them to go to. Now this could be done completely different if this was your book. You could have these glued together, just know that when they're in a book together, this is what those pages will look like. So I don't want that. I'm gonna glue these on the back of my snow globe, but you can decide, do you want more of the skaters or more of the city? So we're gonna glue these two, and I'm gonna leave the tops open. So we're gonna just go around the edges, get the edges good. And then I'm gonna kind of center it on the bottom. I like all of those ice skaters. We're gonna do that with all of our pages. And I'm using this glue because I'm actually making a sample for my display. I need it to hold up. So I'm like this glitter part. Actually, I want that up at the top of the snow globe. I love that glitter part. So this glue takes longer to dry, but it'll hold it together with a high traffic use. So you can use this, a combination of this and regular glue or double-sided tape. I'm gonna use the stick glue. And then also, need to find one of those glues that you put away upside down so it all stays at the bottom. So I want to make sure all edges are down. Okay, we'll do this last one and then we'll cut them out. And I'll show you on the next step. I want that up at the top. Okay. Now we make sure all of our edges are down. And then, so here's some little tags. These are little pieces you could put on the bottom of the snow globe. But what I want you to cut out next are these two pages with the tabs on them. And I'm going to show you why we left the tops open. So cut out your snow globes, cut out these two snow globes, and then come on back. Okay, just like that, we have our book pages. So the idea of these are to be, they have little lines on them, so you can use them as journaling. So we want to fold our tab. Right up to the edge of that. And we'll do the other one as well. We're gonna put a bead of glue on the front and the back because we're gonna tuck it into one of those little pockets. If I could get some glue, there we go. And then let's just say this one. We're gonna scooch it down as far as it'll go. We're gonna center it so it's even, and then we're just gonna cut that. So now you have a cute little journal page that you flip up and you can have more photos in there. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm just going to use this glue. And then we'll tuck it in here. All right. All right, so I went ahead and cut out everything I wanted, and I'm actually flipped my Lazy Susan over on the pages just to give it something heavy to let them dry because I did use so much glue. So you don't have to do that. I just was gonna let it all dry before we put it together. Oops, oh man, that's okay. That's okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and embellish it before I punch my holes in it, because if I put any pockets somewhere, the hole's gonna have to go through it. So I've got these cute little tags, this little postcard. So these I did not cut down the center because I would like to glue it to itself. And then that way it's one piece. And we'll punch a little hole in it. This one as well. I'm gonna score it. And we'll glue it together. So this is a couple pockets. I got some of these snow globes. The cute little letters. And the skates and the little snowflake. That's what I'm gonna use. So the first thing I'm gonna do, clear some space, I'm gonna glue these two together. Make sure and get all the edges and then the center. And I'm gonna score it to make sure that it stays down. Perfect. Look, the edges are terrible though. That's okay. I can trim them or I can ink them, or I could do both. That's what's so lovely about these kits, is you can do whatever you want. So I am going to go ahead and just try and trim it. Oops. Make sure it's good on both sides. This one I just got completely off. And then if you've never used the inks, I'm going to go ahead and ink what I want. So they do come in colors, which I did do the blue around some of these edges. And then this is the vintage browns. I liked that kind of antiquing. For this, I think we're gonna do a vintagey kind of black, maybe here, walnut stain. So these are the little sponges you can get. So it depends on the look you want. This one, I just took the edge of the ink and I just ran it all the way around. This one, I used a brush. So see how it's a little softer? Different looks. So it depends on what you want. I am going to just go ahead and use that right on the edges. I like the softness that it adds. Plus, it hides all the white from the other paper. I'm gonna do it on both sides. I'm gonna do both of them. And then we'll start adding our envelopes. Let's do the edge. Okay. So I will go ahead and punch a couple holes in this one. So this is the Chalk Couture punch so it's nice. I can see exactly where it's going to go. And I think we'll use some pink. Ribbons. Just feed that through. And just tie a little knot. And you got yourself a cute little tag. This one. Stick that in there. Okay. Now, let's see. Do I have any pockets? My pockets are right here. So I know I want this as my front and this is my back. I'm going to actually go ahead and put a pocket there. So it's a pocket. So you want to leave the top open. So you're going to glue 3 sides down. You could even, we'll use tape on these. Oops. I always forget which way I have to roll it. It's so much better to buy the name brand. These are off brands. I'm not as happy with them. Okay, so we're gonna put that there. And then we've got this cute little tag we'll stick in there, and I like that over the top. And then the back. You're gonna do 3 sides and do the same thing there. And we'll stick that little tag in there. So that's the back page. Now, these cute little, these came from the dollar store. They're just these little foam double-sided tape. I'm going to take the sticky side off, and I'm going to add that right in the center of my page. And I'm going to glue this little postcard that can be written on. I'll glue that right there. Cute. And this other side, I think I'm going to use some inks on this. I didn't want to cut them in individually. You could do that and then it wouldn't have the whites. But I'm going to just kind of go over the whole thing. This is light blue. You can see how it blends the paper in. So I'm gonna stick that right there. And maybe, you know what? I'm going to cut one of these out and make it a pocket. This is the fun part. You also have these 2 extra pages that you could use any of these as a template, and you could cut out and make a pocket out of this. You can cut your own design. That's why those are there. You could use them on a completely different project. So we're going to do 3 sides because I want this to be a pocket. And then I like this. I want to use another one of those puffy double-sided tape. But I don't know what I did with it. Oh, it's right here in front of me. Peel it. I'll put that there. Then we're gonna punch a hole. This one I'm gonna leave blank, that way you could write on it, but you could glue these together if you wanted to. And then we'll use a little bit of white. Stick that there. Now we need the back side. Let's take the pink. Let's see what this looks like. I'm gonna do just a little corner first. Oh, that's cute. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and just do it. I'm gonna kind of hide that white. It's almost a little too pink, so I'm gonna go back over it with a darker walnut stain. And kind of blend it. So there are others out here, but these are the Tim Holtz. I really love those. They hold up. These I've had for over a year. They do not dry up when not in use. I keep them in a Ziploc bag. We're gonna do that. And let's do another pocket. So this is the fun part. You do everything you want, and then we're gonna bind it with those rings. So let's do this last one. And then, so this is the one we could journal on. So I'm gonna lay this one here. And let's do another white. Oopsie. So you get the idea. Now let's put this all together. Okay, move my ink so I don't stick my hand in them. So these are all my pieces I still have, plus what's over there. So this is the back. I'm gonna just kind of layer them how I want them. I'm gonna put this way and this way and then the front. So now we want to make sure that we're all lined up. And then we're gonna, you could cut 2 holes. I'm gonna cut 3. So you kind of pick, oh, I think I'm gonna have to do this half and half. It's a little too thick for my hole punch. So I'm looking at right in here, so I'll know when I go to do my next one. And I'm gonna go ahead And do the top. And then the middle. Okay. My 3. I'm going to use this as a template. Let's see if I can do, we'll just do two pages. And just line it up. And then our last page, we get it all lined up, and we have a template. Oops, that's okay. Now our metal rings, just kind of, this is 1.5 inches. You can get smaller or you can get bigger. Go, and the last one. Now we have our sweet little book. But I just want a little bow, a little something. Maybe let's do kind of like a messy bow, maybe. And maybe a little more lace. Okay. So I'm just gonna tuck this through here. And I'm just gonna tie it in a knot. Don't need a, I mean, you could do a bow, but I like how this just gives it a little bit of a whimsy. You could do it even on all 3s, but here we have our sweet little book with our little tag. We can add some pictures, write some things, add a pocket. So this one, now you can choose not to have that, so that way you can lift it up and write, or you can slide it out. That way it's free. And the same way with this one. I just think it's a cute extra page. So there you go. And look at that sparkle. Congratulations, you have finished it.